Hey everyone, welcome back to the Society After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Trial and error is the game, but when the game is actual reality, it's hard for these kids. Stay tuned and let's get talking all things the Society.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Society After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. It's your boy Nino, and I'm so excited to be back for episodes. What is this? Episodes 5 and 6 already.
Yes, 5 and 6.
We're halfway through.
Yeah.
That is crazy how fast this is going, actually, right?
I know it is.
And there's so much to digest. So just let me go ahead and introduce my co-host for today. There's 2 down, but 2 are here to anchor this show. Shout out to Breanna. What's going on, girl?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties earlier, but we're back and we're rolling. And this was a very, very heavy episode, right?
Extremely.
Give me your overall thoughts. Let me know what you think, how you feel, and how it made you feel.
Honestly, I didn't think Allie would go so hard.
Me either, girl.
Like, I know Cassandra was her sister and the love was definitely there, but the whole death penalty thing, it's, you know, I don't want to spill too much of my thoughts too soon,
Right.
but I will just leave it at I didn't see that coming.
She's definitely grown, but it also might be growing out of fear,
Yes.
which is scary. But let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah, of course.
The trial of Greg Dewey. So we find out right at the top of the show that Greg Dewey is the guy who basically shot Cassandra. He confesses to Harry, and everything goes down, and there needs to be a trial in place. These 16, 17, 18-year-olds are going through it right from the get. I mean,
Yeah.
they're in an alternate universe, so I guess they've been going through it since they got there or whatnot.
Yeah.
But they had to do a pre-dawn raid onto the house to go get Dewey. What did you think about that whole thing and that whole plan?
The plan, first of all, they sent the most interesting characters
They
to
did.
do the raid. I loved how realistic they had when they tried to ram through the door the first time.
Right, they couldn't get it.
And they couldn't get it. I thought that was hilarious. But the tactic made sense, I guess, for kids at that age. You really don't know what to do in
Right.
a situation like that. So they did the best that they could. Of course, things could always go better, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's true. It made it more realistic, right? If they
Yeah.
were able to break down that door in one hit,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's who does that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And also the panic that ensued when they were trying to find out like where Dewey was and making mistakes, trying to find this and that. Nothing was too organized, and I think that's
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Because they're scared kids, just trying to make things work. It's almost like I said in the beginning in the tease, trial and error. They're playing pretend, but everything's real.
But it's real.
Everything is real, and every mistake that they make
Yeah.
adds to another mistake on their timeline.
Yeah. And then it actually pushes them towards a level of maturity that I'm sure none of them were prepared for
Right.
at that point in their lives.
Exactly. I mean, without the parents and without anyone there, without any supervision, they have to fend for themselves, like we've been talking about for the past couple episodes. But this is on a whole nother level because now they're creating rules that they might all have to work through
Yeah.
for the time being that they're there. And with Cassandra gone and Allie having to step up, she didn't ask for this.
No.
Let's be real.
Yeah, she didn't. She did not want it.
She what would you do in that situation if you had your sister who just passed away or who was murdered,
Right.
and now you are looked at to be, in a sense, the savior of it all?
I wouldn't be able to do it. Honestly, I would cave, one, out of fear, because I'm like, okay, you killed my sister. Are you just going after anybody who's leading the community? What was the reason behind it? So
Right.
I'm in fear for my life. And then on top of that, you're pushed into a situation like that. She didn't even get time to grieve her sister.
That's true. It seemed like it was just
Like,
snap, quick.
Almost overnight.
Yeah.
And so I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to handle it as well as Allie did.
Yeah, that's so true. I felt like it was just on the go for them. They had to figure it out. Plus, you have a whole community of what was it? Maybe 200 kids. Let's say 100 to 200 kids.
Yeah.
Waiting on your every move to figure out what you're gonna do because they need answers. I mean, that's why the trial is there. Helena is Dewey's lawyer.
Yeah.
She didn't want that job
Reluctantly.
either.
Yeah.
But I think she was good for that job because she's faith-based. She has good morals, and she's really
Exactly.
trying to find a common ground for all the chaos that's happening or whatnot.
Yeah, and I respect Allie for making the decision to make sure Dewey at least had a fair trial.
Right.
That was very good of her.
But what did you think about Clark beating Dewey up in the cell? Is that just teenage aggression?
I think it just shows the immaturity and how no matter what situation you're in, even if you're in another alternate universe, the jock is always going to pick on the weak guy. And that's just something that you can't really get away from. And it sucks because he's in this powerful position as a guard, and you look at the guards for safety. And then when you see him making a stupid mistake like that to beat up Dewey.
Yeah.
And then he has the trial, so then it makes Allie look bad.
Once again, the one mistake makes more mistakes.
It's like, it's a butterfly effect.
Yeah, definitely a butterfly effect. One of my favorite movies, by the way. If anyone's ever watched it, you should check that out. But I mean, in that sense, with Dewey on trial and him acting the way he's acting, I think he's acting the way he's acting and all tough and rough because he thinks that Allie won't give him the sentence that everyone's thinking.
Oh.
You know, I think that's the reason why he put up that front in the beginning. And I mean, tell us what you think in the chat, guys.
Yes,
we have people in the live. Who's in the live chat right now?
We have Peyton Foster here in the chat going hard, keeping it down until we get some more viewers in here. Peyton says he loves the episode, felt bad for Allie, but understood why she picked the death penalty. So I'm sure there are a lot of people who agree with you, Peyton.
Right. I mean, like I said, I think the trial was a good thing to have for Dewey because without due process, no one should be found, guilty.
Right.
Without having a fair trial. And I think they did it. It's funny that she says she tried out for mock trial when she was in 7th grade and didn't make it. And now look at her.
Yeah. Running the
game. But between all of this and the trial that's happening, there's a lot of mayhem that goes on behind the scenes as well, too. But a lot of it, too, is breaking down of everyone's emotions and everyone's willingness to continue on or just trying to figure out what to do next. For example, we have Allie with her emotional roller coaster, right?
Right.
But we also see that Clark broke down and beat up Dewey. But I think, like I said, that's because of the stress that they're inducing because he wants answers.
Yeah.
If Allie's taking too slow of a time in his head, he wants to take more control of it. And do you think more and more people are going to take control of this in that situation if Allie doesn't step up her game more?
Absolutely, because they're going to get impatient. I mean, these are kids who all their lives they had things handed to them. They didn't have to have responsibilities when it comes on to huge decisions like this. So they're going to get antsy. They're going to say, yo, what's going on? And we've seen a riot before, so there's nothing stopping them from breaking out into a riot again just because they want justice for someone that they loved so much.
You know what, Sam mentioned this in one of the scenes. I don't know if it was episode 5 or 6, but they mentioned, or not, it wasn't Sam, it was the girl who was with Sam all the time. What's her name? So many people. Becca said everyone's parents are lawyers because they were trying to look up what's up with Dewey and has he had any past mishaps that happened to him or whatnot, and they just easily said everyone's parents are lawyers. No, they're not. not everyone in the United States does. Everyone has parents who are lawyers, doctors, business owners, or whatever.
Right.
So that kind of just shows you what economical, geographical area these kids are in, and how that makes it even harder for them now.
Yeah.
Because the only person who's ever faced adversity in this whole show is the only person of color is Will. Oh, he's not the only person of color.
But no, it's true.
It's Will.
Yeah.
Who's been through foster care and all this stuff. And he kind of has more of a sense of how to, move along and get along.
Yeah, he's definitely more in touch with reality.
Do you think he's having a hard time right now? Do you think in his head that he's having a hard time? Because he puts up a good front.
He really does. And that's why it's kind of hard to say if he is having a hard time.
I can't tell. We talked about Jacques off air.
Yeah.
Where, he seems like a very cool, his regular, Jacques plays Will. Jacques seems like a really cool kind of archetype of dude.
Yes. And
also kind of hard to read. You're not sure when you're looking at him as Jacques. But when you see him as Will, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Not really sure what emotions or baggage he's carrying.
Yeah, what side of the fence are you on? He's kind of just, just going through it. And like I said, because he has that great sense of reality already, he doesn't go through the emotional roller coasters of little things that the other kids might be going through.
So you could always just throw it over his shoulder and say, I just got to move on.
Yeah, because it could be worse.
I've done this before.
Exactly.
We saw in like episode 1 or 2 when he was with Kelly and he was cooking up the storm at the convenience store.
Yes, when he was counting the food.
Yeah, because he knew what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, but besides that too, I mentioned this in my notes. I call this little topic breaking down and getting down, because I feel like anytime there was an issue or problem, you already know where I'm going. Anytime there's an issue or problem, if somebody was going through something or there was an emotional disconnect, sex was always the answer for this whole episode, and maybe throughout the whole season, because I did watch it. What do you think about that?
It's a normal reaction. I think that you use sex as a distraction from what you're going through. That little bitty 5 minutes of happiness can feel like a lifetime depending on what you're going through.
And I think for some people, say like Elle and Campbell, Elle uses it to distract Campbell from however crazy he can get. His darkness.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about his darkness in just a second here. But that's exactly what she goes for. A kiss, a hug, a touch.
Yeah.
And then with Luke and Helena even. Helena. Praise Jesus, Helena. Once Luke said, I want to marry you.
Yeah, she was
down. She said, you know what? I don't want to wait no more.
Yeah.
Let's go. But they were going through some stuff too. He was going through stuff because of what happened to Dewey. And then once again, Clark, right after he beats Dewey up, goes back home and gets it on with his girlfriend, who... Tell me this wasn't awkward.
That was the weirdest sex scene of the show.
Tell me this wasn't awkward.
This was worse than Allie and Harry's time.
Right, because Allie and Harry's time was just like this.
Yeah, it was like that.
But she was trying to relive a whole moment.
Yes.
And he was like,
in one ear, out the other. That's so sad.
That is so sad, but she was still talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Like going through, like trying to...
and he just was not, he was in his own mind.
Right.
That was the worst. Okay. I'm so sorry for you.
Please sound off in the comments and in the live chat, in our DMs, if you thought that was weird to watch.
Yeah.
Because I wanted him to talk to her.
I think it just shows how immature he is, though. Because in his mind, he's just thinking about this really tough day that he went through. He doesn't want to talk romance. He just wants to get it in with his girlfriend, distract himself, and I'm sure roll over and go to sleep.
Exactly.
And she, unconcerned with what he had to do that day, she's just like, make me feel good. And
it's the same thing with both of them. She's thinking one thing, he's thinking another thing. So they're doing the motions, and it's just doing the motion. Yeah. So they're both detached from the situation.
Exactly. It's an unintentional selfishness that they have.
Still a distraction, like we said.
Exactly.
Breaking down and getting down. I love it.
Down.
But I mean, before we continue on with the breaking down and getting down, Breanna has a couple things to say to our viewers, don't you?
Yes, I do. Awesome. I want to thank we want to thank everyone for making AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of TV talk, and we want you to show as much love as possible, and you can do that in so many different ways. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, you can comment, you can follow us on Instagram at AfterBuzz TV. Make sure you rate us on iTunes, and just being a part of AfterBuzz means so much to us, and we want to keep bringing content for you. So let us know what we're doing great, what you want to see more of, and make sure that you slide in some of your favorite characters' DMs so we can bring them on the show.
Heck yeah.
Get some exclusive interviews for you guys, for us, and just keep this party rolling.
That's right. Give us that 5-star rating on iTunes, y'all. Make sure you leave a comment and let us know how we're doing, like we said. And we'll shout you out like we did earlier on the chat. If anyone else comes in, we'll go ahead and shout them out as well, too.
Yes, just like Jenna James, who says, yeah, Dewey needed to be dealt with.
Oh, Jenna. Hey, Jenna, what's going on,
Heartless.
girl? Jenna's a big fan of AfterBuzz. We always love seeing her in our chats, y'all. But along with the breaking down, I guess this is a question that I have. Do you think the actions that leads to Campbell's craziness are a sign of breaking down and just things not going right in his life, or him not having friends and this and that or whatnot? Or do you think he's just purely psychotic because he killed a dog?
I think he's purely psychotic.
Okay. All right.
I will not debate that. He's psychotic.
And from the get, right when I saw Elle bring the dog in, I was concerned already.
Me too.
Because I felt it. I felt the not, I don't want you here vibe right from the get-go. And then we see him a couple scenes later washing his hands from blood.
Yeah.
Didn't directly say the dog was dead, but let's just say the dog is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that universe, at least.
Yeah, at least in that universe. And it's just the fact that the way Elle reacted also, she wasn't shocked. She wasn't horrified. Yeah. She was just kind of like, okay, I see he has blood on his hands. Yeah. He's washing his hands.
Right.
Something ain't right. And then she just kind of walked off.
I know. I think because she didn't want to trigger him.
True.
And like that always gives me like goosebumps when they're together, because I always feel like he's going to do something else to her. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the time he snaps.
To escalate.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
we know that.
Coming.
But at this point, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, it's going to happen. If he already killed that dog.
Yeah, a dog.
What else is going to happen to him?
The fact that he saw the dog as a threat to his company, it just makes no sense.
And I don't think this was ever laid out completely, even watching the rest of the episodes. So maybe we could still talk about it. Do you think he had any hand in helping Dewey kill Cassandra?
Honestly, I don't.
You think it was all Dewey just trying to
I think
be
it
cool?
was all Dewey influenced, it's very obvious Dewey was not the most popular guy in school.
Definitely not.
So now that he's in an environment where he is trying to find himself, fit in a little bit more, he gets invited to Harry's household, which I'm sure that wouldn't have happened if they were in the regular universe. He's taking advantage of saying, okay, I need to show them my worth and that I fit in and that I belong here.
He's like the new guy in the wolf pack, and he's trying to show, like you said, his worth.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Very unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. So, the deciding fate situation with this whole episode 5 and episode 6 was such a crazy, dark, twisted, confusing time for me as a viewer, and I can just imagine for the characters as well too, with Allie having everything looming on her head, like over her head, whether or not to give an eye for an eye, or to keep him in the wine cellar for the rest of the time,
which is unrealistic.
Very unrealistic, right? I think so too. I mean, something had to go, or something had to be proven. And when Will told her she needs to, almost kind of giving her the ultimatum, I wish she said it in a different way, because I think that kind of sparked something in her, and she's going a little overboard with it. Yeah. Because she released Campbell.
And that was a huge mistake.
I think so too. And I get what she was trying to do, because there was no evidence on him. Yeah. But because of his history, I would have kept him there just a little bit longer.
And you have his brother telling you, we're in a house with a psychopath.
Right. And unfortunately, because Elle's a abuse victim here in this situation, and might have been in the past universe as well too, is why she's so quiet or whatnot. She doesn't step up to the situation. I can't blame her. She's scared.
I don't blame her either.
She's scared for her life. But do you think this could have gone any other way? The whole overall situation with letting Campbell go, and then having to give an eye for an eye for Dewey.
In a perfect universe, the eye for an eye thing would never have happened. However, I understand the pressure that she had at that moment. Yeah. And I will say, even if it wasn't Cassandra that got shot, I feel like that same circumstance would have happened the exact same way.
And Cassandra would have had to take it into her hands and deal with it too.
Absolutely.
I think so too, because I think when you have such a crazy young crowd behind you, really wanting answers, wanting to find somebody who's going to lead them to the right direction in a sense, you have to make some sort of decision.
Yeah.
What does the chat say?
Peyton actually says that I don't blame Allie for releasing Campbell because there wasn't evidence and it would have been wrong for her to kill him for nothing. So, she kind of agrees with you there. Erica says the dilemma made me wonder if there is an actual jail in town they could have used instead of the wine cellar. So
that's funny. That's crazy because it is a small town. And usually there's small, like little overnight jail cells or whatnot.
But they probably just didn't have access to it because they need keys for stuff like that.
That's true.
You need the off the town key thing.
Right. I mean, and I guess the seller was working, and
It was.
but Campbell was like tied or like handcuffed to like a water heater or whatever, a heater at that point.
Yeah, everything was very temporary.
Very, very temporary. And I feel like he could have escaped that if he wanted to. Let's be real. He had one hand.
Yeah, definitely. And the way his mind games alone, it's just he was bound to get out eventually.
I think so too. Now, the scene, I guess we should get to it because this is the kind of the overall situation with this was what's going to happen to Dewey.
Right.
And like we mentioned, Dewey was shot. He was killed. But that scene was so intense to me.
So intense.
One, Grizz threw up because he couldn't do it. He couldn't pull the trigger. He tried. In his mind, he couldn't. He had to give it up.
Yeah.
And Allie had to take it over. But there was like an out moment when they shot the gun and no one hit him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh great!
I'm like, look at God.
Right, look at God. But then I would also be like, I would have died from a heart attack just hearing the gunshots coming straight towards me. You know what I mean?
He peed himself.
And, I mean, that right there was intense.
That was crazy. That was really good writing.
That was really good acting.
Amazing acting.
I'm gonna pull up his real name. So Dewey was played by. We gotta shout this guy out. Let's see. As I keep on scrolling through, let's see here. Like I said, if you guys look at IMDb, this cast is so good, and they have some pretty good credits alongside with them. And Greg Dewey is played by Seth Merriweather.
Okay.
Seth. Right. Shout out to Seth Merriweather. Seth, you did such a good job in this scene. And I felt it all around how scared he was. And even Helena, just trying to pray on him and calm him down. That made everything feel so real.
I got goosebumps. Like, I get chills thinking about it because it was so amazing.
After the 6th episode, I had to watch something else, like a little bit more lighthearted.
Yeah, definitely.
To make me feel a little bit more calm because it just felt so real. Look at this guy here. This guy has this guy's everywhere. He has a movie coming out called Lady Driver. He just did The Society, as we know. He has credits on his IMDb. You guys should check him out, definitely. Seth Merriweather. But do you think if in that instance the writers decided, okay, we're gonna let that bullet fly and just not hit him, what is another alternate way that the show can still go on if they decided to just release him or whatnot?
I think,
or keep him detained, hide him. Like, what do you think the show would be like if that were to happen?
I think the only other answer to that would be to banish him.
And just drop him off somewhere?
Drop him off in the woods and make him fend for himself. I feel like if you were given an opportunity to shoot him down, kill him, and that's it, and 3 people out of the whole shot line did not hit him, I feel like at that point, okay, you failed in your mission, right? And you should have a plan B. And I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, it's almost like fate in a sense. Like the boat did not want you to get him.
Exactly, and you're changing fate just because you're so headstrong on making sure you get the result that you want.
And because we mentioned in the past couple of episodes that this could be some sort of purgatory, some sort of like something that they're holding them that's not leading them to where they need to be. Yeah, and each decision is going to be a mistake or something good that could keep them there a little longer. Who knows what this whole story is about, basically, right? Yeah. But I feel like that might have been a mistake for them.
Definitely.
As much as I wanted him to go because I think that's the way it should have gone, unfortunately, to say that, I feel like they might have made a mistake, and we might see that in a season 2 about why they shouldn't have done that.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I could definitely see that happening.
And we still don't know yet because there's still no renewal out.
I know. They still haven't announced anything.
Right. Oh. All right, guys. I want to get into a top 3 situation here. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
I want to know your top 3 squad picks. If you had to pick a squad to roll with you the whole time at the society to survive, to feel protected, who would it be?
Okay. Sam. Okay. Because he will keep my nerves. I'll be calm because he's such a good friend and he's so loyal and unbiased and he has no judgment.
I never thought about that.
So that mental stability I would get from Sam, I definitely want him on my squad.
Nice.
Another person is Grizz. He's dope. He's also loyal. Yes. I'm really big on loyalty. And he's one of those that's like, go out and do it. And he's always ready to help and do the dirty work because Lord knows I'm not getting these nails dirty. So Grizz will have no problem going out and handling something for me. And Gordy, because that's the medicine man. Like, you gotta have the medicine man on your team.
Okay, we're kind of close in this situation.
Okay, let me hear yours.
I would do, first I would do Will.
Okay.
I would do Will because I need somebody who's headstrong and who's been through it and who's gone through it.
Yes.
To be able to help me through it myself. So I feel like he could be a leader, but also help me be emotionally set for the situation. Gordy, because like you said, he's a smart man.
Yeah.
He learned how to do a lot of things. An autopsy, in a sense, pulling out bullets for the trial. He's done a lot.
Yeah.
And then Grizz, because Grizz is resourceful. And I think with that's a power team for me. And I feel like I'd survive and be able to get back home to whatever dimension I'll really be at.
Absolutely.
That's my top three. Now, we want to know what your top three is of who your squad picks would be. So let us know. Sound off in the comments below. Hit us up on social media. Let us know. Let's talk about it because I'm kind of curious too.
Yeah. I want to know what you guys are thinking.
I need to ask Anais and Drew when they come back.
Yeah, we definitely have to have a part 2 to this to this squad pick.
Right. And now, guys, I want to go into a special segment.
Yeah.
And Breanna, I'm going to ask you to do this because you came up with it, and I think it's actually really clever.
Okay.
It'll be fun to do.
So we know that this episode was super heavy.
Right.
So we're going to lighten things up with a Throwback Thursday game.
Hey.
So I hunted and hunted for a for a picture of one of our favorite characters from the society. So we have a childhood picture that we're going to put up for you to see, also the viewers. And I'm going to give you 3 clues as to who this person is.
Okay, so childhood. Oh, dang, this is hard.
So that's the picture right there.
Okay.
I'm going to give you like a good minute to observe. Look at all the features. Take it in. Nino has no idea who this guy is.
I have no idea.
He has no idea.
So it's a guy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a guy.
I thought you could. Okay.
I mean, long hair, don't care, so I'm not really sure.
Right.
Okay. Guy. Plaid shorts.
Remember, you have boots. 3 clues.
Okay, give me clue number 1.
Okay, so clue number 1 is it's one of the hottest cafeteria workers.
It's a guard then. Wait. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Clue number 2.
Clue number 2. I think clue number 2 is going to kind of give it away a little bit.
Okay.
Played in Slender Man. What? You don't know yet? Okay. This is your 3rd clue, okay?
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, go.
Okay, and now this is a quote. I'm angry at Cassandra for humiliating me over and over again, and I'm mad at you.
This my dude Harry. This my dude
Harry. Yes,
Harry.
Alex Fitzallen.
Alex Fitzallen. He's an Australian dude.
Yes.
He got the Aussie accent.
Yes.
That's a glow up if I've ever seen one before.
Isn't it? But those golden locks to this luscious brunette hair. I'm like, oh my god.
Yo, that was a good one because I had no clue.
I know. I picked that one on purpose.
And it's funny because the Slender Man thing I saw on his Instagram.
Yeah.
And I just whoop.
Yeah, I just went right over your head.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got to play that one again.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to revisit that game when the crew comes back.
I really like that, and we definitely have to do that again because you know, some people you just won't.
You never know.
That was a total opposite of what I thought little baby Alex would look like.
Yes, it was bomb.
Wow.
So we're gonna hop back into the live chat real quick because Erica actually shared her squad and she actually said Grizz, Gordy, and Sam as well.
There we go.
Okay.
So we all know Grizz and Gordy for sure.
Yes.
Is what people are wanting so far.
And Peyton said, I would pick Grizz, Helena, and Harry.
Helena would be good too because I feel like she's very... She's centered too.
Very.
From what I see so far.
Yeah, and having that religious background also.
I think would calm her down.
Definitely.
Align her chakras and keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's true. I never thought about Helena like that. And maybe Allie. Maybe Allie.
Maybe Allie.
Maybe. She a little confusing for me this past 2 episodes. It's a lot of it's a lot of decisions based on fear and uncertainty.
Exactly, and when you make decisions off emotions, it's never going to go well.
And I can't blame her because, like I said, we're not put in that situation.
Exactly.
And once again, they came from a place where things were given to them quite a lot, and now they're in a different type of bind.
Yeah, they have to hustle.
Exactly. Also, I guess let's just keep it with you. What about some news?
Oh, we're gonna keep it with me.
We're gonna keep it with you.
Okay, well, we can keep it with me for a little
All
bit
right,
longer if
let's
you
do
insist.
it. I'm down for it.
So I'm back, and we have a little bit of news and gossip. We're gonna start off with Jacques Coleman. Shout out to him, of course. Will. He was recently featured in a blog called Books Of. And so they did a feature on him. They had a nice little interview with Jacques, and he talked about finding his passion in music and acting, using his platform to bring awareness to human rights.
Love that.
And he also explained his favorite part of playing Will in the society. So if you want to read that article, you can go ahead and hop right into his bio on Instagram. It's Jacques Coleman. And you can click there and you can read the story for yourself.
Link in bio, y'all.
Link in bio. My next little tidbit is about Gideon Adelon, or better known as Becca.
I love her. She's dope.
Yeah, she's dope. She's a huge advocate against the ban that's been going on, the abortion ban.
Yes.
Ironically, she is the only pregnant character in the show, so
Right.
of course it makes sense for her to take such a huge stand. So she's just, very passionate, like I said, about the current situation, and she has a link in her bio. If you're also passionate about it and you feel some type of way, she has a link in her bio where you can sign a petition against the ban, and make sure you tweet on social media and all that, hashtag stop the ban.
And I love that because I hate when people say, you're a celebrity, you're a public figure, you should just be sticking to that and not dealing with politics.
Right.
That's totally wrong. If
Totally
you have
wrong.
a platform, you're able to say something, and you're able to, if you're able to give your voice and lend your voice to people who don't have that platform, why wouldn't you say it?
Why not?
Everyone has a chance to vote. Everyone has a fair chance to vote here. Why not say it, and why not advocate for what you believe in?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be stopped just because you're a musician, an actor, or whatnot.
Yeah.
I hate when people say that.
Yeah, you're basically robbing yourself of the ability to influence people in a positive way.
And I don't hate many things. That's a pet peeve for me. Say what you want to say. Let people know. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and if you think you're right about something, ride with it.
Right.
You most likely are. All right, guys. That was great. Thank you so much for those news. Of
course.
And we'll be back tomorrow for some more news, right?
Yes.
All right,
always.
Let's get it. All right, so as you guys know, we did watch episodes 1 through 10 already, and we're just breaking it down as we go along. So instead of predictions, because like we mentioned, we've seen it, we can't really predict, but we can always say what we want to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So why don't we get into predictions / what we want to happen?
Yes. What we want.
What we want, exactly. So,
And now, your AfterBuzz
I was thinking about it,
TV.
and there's a lot of things that I would want to happen in these past 2 episodes as well too, but I don't know if it would make for good TV.
Okay, well, I want to hear him anyway. Go ahead.
So like I mentioned, I don't think the shock factor of not having Dewey killed, it wouldn't. We're in the middle of the season, so if they didn't do that, there wouldn't be a lot to talk about. In that it would just be dragging along the situation. There's no big time action. As much as I didn't want him to die, because I feel like he was just a scared teen and he's kind of just confused about everything. And I mean, no one should kill anybody,
Right.
obviously, out of any sort of malice or whatnot. But I feel like he is in a world of his own where he needs to be taken care of or whatnot. But I feel like if they didn't do anything, we wouldn't have a lot of these conversations we're talking about right now. And I don't think it would make for such great TV.
True.
Right? So like, that's what I would want. Also, what I would want to happen is like some sort of weird magical whatever for Cassandra just to come back all of a sudden and be like, oh my God, y'all killed me.
Yeah.
And then I went back to the other side and now I'm back here again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in my head, I think this is so far beyond this is a prediction, I guess, for
Okay.
like later on. I feel like when you die, you go back to the other universe.
I like that.
Isn't that like?
I like that.
You know what I mean?
That's so optimistic.
I wonder.
I'm
gonna have to look at when there's a list of names.
I'm not going to say what I was about to say because
You gonna tell me off air. You gonna tell me off air. Okay.
I'm going to tell you on air.
But that's what I would want to happen, and that other situation is a far prediction.
Yeah.
Where I feel like if you go, like, there's 3 people that went already.
Yes.
3 people died.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
my situation.
I like that.
Let me know what you think.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. There's only one thing I would have liked to see different. And again, that's with Dewey. Like I mentioned before, I wish they banished him.
And
That's
just
it.
left them in the forest.
I
somehow.
wish that, because I feel like something like that could cause some type of discussion still. It wouldn't be as intense as the death penalty discussion, but it would cause a conversation of, why would you do that? That's so barbaric. You know, he's going to die out there. And then it could be like start a kind of little storyline for Dewey on how he's surviving out there on his own, you know, and maybe one day somebody ventures out to try to find civilization and they stumble upon some bones or something.
Or imagine if Dewey were to come back season 2.
And
you know, he's like,
exactly.
I come in peace, I'm a changed man.
Exactly.
I've been lost. I've been trying to figure things out myself. Blah,
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, so that's the other way you can go around.
Definitely.
That's definitely an answer to my question, to my what I wanted. Because I think you're right, that might work out. It isn't the shock factor that everyone wants.
Right.
But it leaves it up for mysterious ways to, you know, for things to happen, basically.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's the chat saying? Because it seems like it's popping right now.
It is popping. V says, I think Dewey was telling the truth. He pulled the trigger, but Harry and Campbell were part of the plan. It was definitely Campbell's idea to kill Cassandra and rat on Dewey.
And look how he's manipulating Harry right now.
Yeah.
With these drugs.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And Harry's just a puppet.
He's just a puppet. He's just feeding for some more. And his supplier is Mr. Psycho.
Yeah. With the master plan.
With the master plan.
And working like in the shadows, because nobody is thinking Campbell is even thinking about anything for real, because he's been so low key.
Exactly.
Wow, that's scary.
I mean, Elle just knows the truth. So
yeah.
Sad for her. Ooh, it's getting intense, y'all. That is
hot.
5 and 6.
Yes.
And tomorrow we got 7 and 8, and it gets even better.
Yes.
So, like I said, I've been rewatching them as we go along because I like to remember and like to see things fresh or whatnot.
Right.
I keep on seeing little small nuances that I'm like, wow, I can't believe I missed that in the first time.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, and if you watch this and you binged it like we did, rewatch it again before you watch us here, because it might change your mind about certain things or whatnot. And you might see some small things that you never really thought about before.
Yes.
Well, that is our after show for today, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, it is your boy, Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And Breanna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I am B_Chianne, CHIANNE.
Perfect. And you know, we'll be back right tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Let's say 7-ish. Just in case. 7-ish. So definitely
Grace
come.
period.
Grace period. Definitely come and check us out. Once again, hit us up on our socials. Hit us up on the chat as well, too. Thank you for everyone who rocked with us on the chat and who've been watching as well, too. And we'll catch you again tomorrow, y'all. Peace.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.